as tensions continued to escalate between Iran and Israel. The world watches with bated breath. What would happen if these two regional powers were to go to war? Tonight, we'll explore the potential consequences of such a conflict, how it could ignite a wider regional war, disrupt global economies, and create a humanitarian crisis on an unprecedented scale. Stay with us as we break down the scenarios that could reshape not just the Middle East, but the entire world. Good evening, I'm Brian. As tensions between Iran and Israel reach a boiling point, the possibility of conflict looms large. But what would an all-out war between these two nations mean for the Middle East and the world at large? Tonight, we'll delve into the potential consequences: regional upheaval, global economic shocks, and a humanitarian crisis of staggering proportions. Stay with us as we explore what might lie ahead. Number 1. Regional escalation. Proxy wars intensify. Iran and Israel are both influential in various regional conflicts through proxy forces: Hezbollah in Lebanon, militias in Iraq, and groups in Syria. A direct conflict could lead to these proxies launching attacks across the region, intensifying existing conflicts. Wider Middle East involvement. Neighboring countries such as Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Turkey might be drawn into the conflict, either directly or indirectly, due to their geopolitical interests. This could lead to a broader regional war, involving multiple state and non-state actors. Destabilization of fragile states. Countries like Lebanon, Iraq, and Syria, which are already unstable, could experience further chaos as their territories become battlegrounds for Iranian and Israeli interests. Number 2. Global economic impact. Oil prices surge. The Strait of Hormuz, a critical choke point for global oil supplies, could be threatened or even closed during the conflict. This would likely cause a sharp spike in oil prices, leading to global economic instability. Global recession. The disruption of energy supplies, coupled with heightened geopolitical uncertainty, could trigger a global recession, affecting markets, trade, and economic growth worldwide. Disruption of global trade routes. The conflict could lead to disruptions in major shipping routes, particularly in the Red Sea and the Suez Canal, further impacting global trade and supply chains. Let's also hear from our Middle East correspondents about the other potential effects of the war between Iran and Israel. Let's go now live in Doha. Adrian, could you tell us more about the humanitarian crisis that it might cause? Thank you, Brian. As we continue to the number 3 potential impact of the war is the humanitarian crisis. Mass displacement. A war could result in large-scale displacement of populations, particularly in Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq. Refugee flows would increase, putting pressure on neighboring countries like Jordan and Turkey, as well as Europe. Humanitarian disaster. With urban centers likely to be targeted, the civilian death toll could be significant, leading to widespread humanitarian needs, including food, medical care, and shelter. Now let's talk about the number for potential effect, the global security implications. Terrorism and radicalization. A war could spur increased terrorist activity, both regionally and globally, as extremist groups exploit the chaos to recruit and carry out attacks. Nuclear proliferation. The conflict might accelerate nuclear proliferation in the region, with countries like Saudi Arabia potentially seeking nuclear capabilities as a counterbalance to Iran. Cyber warfare. Both Iran and Israel have significant cyber capabilities, and a conflict could involve large-scale cyber attacks, affecting not only the combatants but also global infrastructure, financial systems, and communication networks. As we progress to the 5th point, it is important to note that the war will significantly influence diplomatic relations and result in political repercussions, diplomatic and political fallout. Strained international relations. Global powers such as the United States, Russia, and China would be forced to take sides or at least navigate the conflict's complexities. This could strain international relations, leading to a more polarized global political environment. Impact on global institutions. The United Nations and other international organizations would face challenges in responding to the crisis, potentially leading to a weakening of these institutions' authority and effectiveness. That's all I've got for now. Brian, back to you. Thank you so much, Adrian. Live from our studio in Doha, Qatar. Now we can go to our studio in Jordan. We have our correspondent, James.
Brian, I want to talk about the impact of this war for Iran and Israel. There will be massive casualties and destruction. Both countries would likely suffer significant casualties and infrastructure damage, with cities, military bases, and critical infrastructure being primary targets. Then we also have long-term instability. Even after the conflict ends, both countries might face long-term instability, including economic collapse, internal political turmoil, and prolonged recovery periods. In addition to the potential impact of the wars, there will be potential for wider global conflict. Global power involvement. If global powers such as the US or Russia become directly involved, there is a risk of the conflict escalating into a broader war, potentially even a world war scenario. International alliances tested. NATO and other international alliances might be tested as member countries disagree on responses, leading to possible fractures within these groups.
Thank you, James. Reporting live from our studio in Jordan. Now's conclusion. An Iran-Israel war would have catastrophic consequences, potentially sparking a wider regional conflict in the Middle East, with severe impacts on global security, the economy, and humanitarian conditions. The ripple effects would be felt worldwide, highlighting the importance of diplomatic efforts to prevent such a scenario. As we've seen, the potential consequences of a conflict between Iran and Israel are vast and far-reaching. While we hope for peace, it's crucial to understand the stakes involved. We'll continue to monitor this situation closely and keep you informed on any developments. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Brian, and from all of us here, stay safe and stay informed. Good night. If you found this update on the Iran-Israel conflict insightful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest developments. We aim to keep you informed with timely and accurate news. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the potential impact of this conflict. Comment down below with your opinions and predictions. Your feedback helps us bring you the content you want to see. If you think this information could benefit others, don't forget to like and share this video. Your support helps us reach more viewers and continue providing quality news coverage. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.